Hey, what's going on, guys? It is SimDog. Just a few words. I'm going to delete that last broadcast that I put up as soon as YouTube allows me to. The reason why I stopped it was because I did not have Aldon Smith on the 49ers. With Aldon Smith, I have to go into the roster and put him on the 49ers every time I start a new franchise, because they don't allow you to trade injured players on this Madden for whatever reason, like outside of the franchise mode. So that's why I stopped the game. I know I just wanted to stop it because of that. But the things I touched on as we look at the 49ers roster, the 49ers offense, with the addition of Jerry Rice, it's very similar to the offense that the 49ers, as far as the roster is concerned, the roster is based off of the recent Super Bowl team, not Super Bowl winning, but the Colin Kaepernick 49ers. Very similar to that team. Torrey Smith played for the Ravens actually, but he eventually came over to the Niners. So it's similar to that team. The only thing is, I would probably change Torrey Smith out before I start this season. Before I go in, Torrey Smith, I'm going to move Torrey Smith. He did really good on the Ravens. I probably should just put him back on the Ravens. Because on paper, Torrey Smith he's not bad, but he plays much better than what his ratings suggest you would think he would play. As we look at Steve Young is a beast. But it's fourth down. Man, I wonder if he has someone open. Sometimes I go into these plays, and the thing with the scrambling quarterback, sometimes they'll run when they could have thrown it. Not all the time. Not like when they're really when they're focused. I love watching Michael Vick run a two minute drill. Like, I love watching him. He really gets it. He really gets it in. So YouTube's not gonna let me delete that other game yet, but. Alright, so the thing is, the reason why I decided to talk, which I'm probably going to do more of this time around, because I am going to do another season. We're going to do it the right way this time. I'm going to have the Raiders roster. There's some players I can put on the Raiders roster. It's definitely Rod Woodson, definitely Charles Woodson on the defense. And on offense, I'm probably going to put Tim Brown on the offense. I got Mike Allstott looking better now. I got so many players looking better now. Oh, Marshall Faulk. Speaking of which, Marshall Faulk is one of those players. I have so many players are better now. So I'm just going to start all over. Remember, we were doing a season before, but we're going to do an even better season. I didn't do too many Rams games. We're going to do a lot of Rams games. We're going to do more Redskins games. The Redskins are looking very good. The offense is okay, but the defense is pretty fun to watch with Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor is a one-man wrecking crew. Look at Marshall Faulk. Wow. There you go. Great moves. Marshall Faulk is doing it. And this offense, this playbook that I'm running with the Rams is so good. The only thing is there's a lot of read options in this playbook, and that's the only drawback. Besides that, like the passing plays that they run, it's so good for the Rams. So we're just going to have to live with those occasional read options that they run, where Kurt Warner tries to run the ball, and enjoy stuff like that. Because as far as the running plays and everything, it's a really good playbook for the Rams. The best playbook for the Rams so far. But this playbook, as from the quarterback perspective, it probably fits Steve Young the best, because it requires someone that's accurate, that can make those West Coast type of throws. that's accurate on that level, and but also has the ability to move the ball on his feet. So Steve Young is actually perfect for this type of playbook. It's just that with this type of playbook, it really doesn't feature any one particular receiver. Like the main receiver isn't really featured, which is the kind of offense that the Rams. That's the kind of offense they ran. It was a combination. Everybody got the ball, but the running back, if anything, the running back is heavily featured in the offensive playbook that the Rams are running right now. So it's really good for Marshall Faulk. He catches a lot of balls, he gets a lot of touches, and the ball is distributed evenly. So it's a really nice playbook. The 49ers are running their usual playbook, their native playbook, with Kyle Shanahan, West Coast passing attack with a zone running attack. So a lot of zone running, like what his father did with the Broncos. A lot of that, and a lot of play action, and very similar to the playbook that the Falcons run. That's the team he really came to with the Falcons. That's the team. That's why he's a head coach now. Yada yada yada. And so the Falcons, I think maybe the best playbook in this game offensively, that's the most effective, is the Falcons playbook. When I run, like when I simulate the Broncos, so sometimes I'll simulate the Broncos. Whenever I take control over the Broncos, I don't have to always control the Broncos because their native playbook is pretty good. But when I run the Broncos with the Falcons playbook, man, they are tough. They're one of they look unbeatable when I run them with that playbook. So, they're really good with Terrell Davis running that zone running attack that he's used. And then John Elway kills it. John Elway with that strong arm, he throws the ball down the field like it's nobody's business. And of course, with Michael Vick, you see Michael Vick running that playbook a lot. Going for right, see that? Oh, Goodwin. Woo! Goodwin with the speed. Look at Young fling that thing. But yeah, being able to throw, being able someone who can move around and just whip the ball around like that, these type of playbooks are good. But the Falcons playbook I think is a little more deadly, it seems like, than Kyle Shanahan's playbook. This particular playbook, Kyle Shanahan is more of a power. It's better for more of a power running back, which fits Frank Gore. It really fits Frank Gore, and it's good passing plays. But that Atlanta Falcons playbook is nice. That's a big reason why the Falcons, they seem to do so good. Because when I try to run Vic with a different playbook, maybe a playbook with more read options, like the Chiefs, Andy Reid, the one that Joe Montana always runs. Sometimes I try, Vic he had his best years under Andy Reid, and he does okay with it. He doesn't really dominate, but when I run him with that Falcons playbook, when I just let him just run their regular playbook, it's very sick. So as you see, they just scored very easily. So this game is looking better already. The other game I was running, it was very defense heavy, and there was the Rams had no type of momentum offensively. So I'm happy to see some offensive momentum. I really want to see these offenses flourish, but it's going to be difficult because both teams have good defenses, especially the Rams. The Rams defense is nasty, and I'm going to make their defense a little bit more refined. I'm not going to say better, but I'm going to tailor the defense even more before I get to these seasons, because their defense really, and even similar, they're even similar to the way they played defense back when they ran a 3-4 with Patrick Willis and NaVar Bowman. They coveted. They used run support corners and physical corners, which they're doing now. That's why they just got Richard Sherman. So I'm going to just not necessarily give them better corners, but I'm going to give them corners that fit more of what they're trying to do. The corners they have now, which I have on there now, actually already played pretty well, but I'm actually going to, since I discovered that, since looking at their playbook, looking at the plays that they run, And then I'm saying like, oh wow, okay, that makes sense. They just got Richard Sherman. Like, yeah, duh. Like if I put Richard Sherman on there right now, like prime Richard Sherman in his prime, like I have him now. Oh my God, this defense it will be unfair because they do a lot of press, a lot of physical, a lot of physical corner stuff. Their corners are always at the line and always around the line of scrimmage. Look at Falk. Woo! So this defense is going to be pretty good. It's a very nice defense. Going to be one of the best in the games. I don't know which defense is the actual best, though, in this game. We're going to have to see. The best defense against the run has been the Ravens. But they do so much man coverage, and they don't have the best of cornerbacks that they get beat a lot. I'm gonna complete the Jets, their defense with Darrelle Revis and Antonio Rodgers-Cromartie. I'm gonna make that D pretty darn good like it was before, like how it was. They didn't have great edge rushers, but everything else is pretty good. Their corners, their safeties, their linebackers. I'm just gonna make their defense how it was. I'm on a quest to figure out who has the best defense. The Texans' defense, they're really good. They play better than their overall rating. They play really good. The best rated defenses is like the Niners, the 99 overall defenses, the 49ers, the Ravens, and the Seahawks. They have 99 overall defenses, but they're not always the best. The Panthers have a good D too, but I've seen the Panthers D get chewed up, so we're going to find out. The Falcons defense, they overachieve because they're so fast. It's such a tough matchup, and any defense with Deion Sanders that holds up true to like what it was when Deion played. He made, and even within this game, when I add Deion to a team, the overall jumps, like the defense overall jumps like 2 or 3 points. It's like a big jump. Because when you have a guy that can, that's the whole time, the whole duration of his career, that was the narrative about Deion. You have a guy that can lock down the whole side of the field. And that's what Deion is. Like, it makes every defense I put him on, like, really good. Deion's been making so many plays since I've been, like, simulating offline. I mean, he's just so good. They just hit him with the blitz. You see, man, they're killing it. This D is killing it. But you see, Kurt Warner, he's going down, throwing. He's finding someone open, but he's just not getting enough time. He didn't get enough time to make that throw. But in theory, though, this playbook should work really good for the Rams, even though Kurt Warner just took that loss just now. So hopefully this game turns out good offensively for the Rams. I'd like to see the Rams at least put up 28 points, at least 4 touchdowns with this offense. That might be tough to do against this 49ers defense, and we'll see. Hopefully Steve Young, and I want to see Jerry Rice really. I want to see Jerry Rice really perform. That's what I'm hoping to see. Jerry Rice is playing like a GOAT now. I got Jerry Rice looking like a GOAT. With all the, I learned to modify, like 99 isn't always the best thing to do. And by taking down his some of his ratings and letting other things shine, it really cultivated the characteristics of what you would want when you're thinking about someone like Rice. So that has really helped him. And now he really plays like he's the GOAT. So look for Jerry Rice to be like, he's the best, right? He's the best, minus the speed that, of course, that Randy Moss has. Randy Moss, but other than that, like Jerry Rice he's the best. So yeah, guys, check me out. Let's see, man. This game is tough. You see these defenses, man. The Rams, they both have good defenses, so I don't know. But we're gonna get a full season of these guys, so we will get our moments of each team really getting to flourish offensively. But this game, I don't know. Hopefully, I'm hoping the Rams can put some points up. And the Niners, too. I want it to be competitive. I just really want to see the Rams offense, though, right now. It look like the greatest show on turf. Look at, woo! Frank Gore is doing his thing. All right, guys, so I'm going to turn the commentary back up. And I'm going to get up out of here so you guys can listen to the guys talk that talk on this game. Look at that. That was the inside zone split versus the zone. Wait, settings, volume, and let's get this back up. See, I got the menu music all the way down. Yeah, everything 100, everything 100. And we are gonna make this thing do what it do. All right, guys, I'm signing out.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On first down, Abdullah. Well, a pretty move couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards for number 11.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. From the pistol, it's Gore. And some room to maneuver. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
When the 49ers were in the red zone last year, they finished with 6 points 68% of the time. That was second best in the NFL. They've got it here in the red zone, 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Amir Abdullah, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. Gold to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Gold now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
This one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
That's caught by his rookie tight end. It's Gerald Everett. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 14-7 is the score. We're back to Santa Clara after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. He'll drop to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
First down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete. That time trying to find Gerald Everett. And it's 2nd down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. Now, he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And he'll give it here to his running back. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window. They've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Johnny Hecker now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Back to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange.
It's caught at the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 45 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
They'll look to throw here. That's caught at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
They'll try and push it in with Gore. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
3rd and goal, Gore. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They might think about going for it here, but it's still just the 2nd quarter. Take the 3 points, tell the defense you believe in them, and let them get the ball back for you.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that'll push the lead up to 17.
Robbie Gould puts another 3 on the board. 11 years in Chicago, all-time leading scorer for the Bears. Then he had 10 games with the Giants in 2016. Now he takes over for Phil Dawson in San Francisco. You ever met Robbie?
I have not. Good guy?
Good guy. He came to a studio I was working one time and actually kicked one over the building.
How about that? And he, quite an interesting story going from Chicago all those years, then New York quickly, and now all the way on the other coast to San Fran.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
And the Rams now coming out on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, where do you find that one in the playbook, Charles?
You don't. You absolutely don't. And sometimes what happens is guys want to make a big play, and they turn it into a really bad one. Sometimes you're best just to cut your losses and go down. I hope we don't see another play like that. And I'll guarantee you the offensive coordinator, he's going to get his play sheet. He can't find it either.
Yeah, big loss there on the pass completion.
Green, 39.
They'll drop the throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now let's go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Over the middle to Smith. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. The play fake. He'll look to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
It's Gore, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Again they run, again it's Gore. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says.
Holding offense.
That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Following the penalty, it's Gore. Gore hit. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. They find some open field here. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Gun. They'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll set up to throw. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The offense on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Back to throw here. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now goal for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Gold now out to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. Gets past one man. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. It's caught left side by Cooks. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's brought down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front, as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA halftime report. I'm Larry Ridley. The 49ers are happy to be in front right now and just want to play 2 more solid quarters. The Rams won't panic either. They know they just need to take it 1 play at a time. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Here early in the first. Here a throw deep down the field is caught, and he'll be tackled at the 6-yard line. 49ers now later on the drive. Gore is going to take off here, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. 49ers tie it up at 7. First and 10. Abdullah's by himself here, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. The 49ers up by a touchdown. Now early in the second quarter, ball's going to be up for grabs here. 49ers would pick it up and score as they go out in front, 14-7. Third and goal. He'll cut it off the left side this time, and he'd go in for the 3-yard touchdown. 49ers go up by 24.
All right, Larry, indeed a one-sided affair to this point as we get set for half 2. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is
you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting play.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. William Hayes in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
gets it to Cooks. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Rams on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
They go play action here on first down, and he'll go down at the 28. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be second down. He'll look to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the third quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what are you, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is knocked down from the side, right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
A good pickup there, a 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
No, check.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
3 yards to go on second down. Now they go screen. It's complete. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Fresh set of downs here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive linemen and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys.
Gerald Everett is tight end, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. And the Niners get there and bring him down. William Hayes in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On now is the big leg of Greg Zuerlein. He has hit from as far as 61 away in his career. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Now a play fake here on first down. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he gets it down to the 32. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now back to throw. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
He'll drop to throw. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. They're going to look to throw. And hauled in by Pitta. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Pitta at 32 now. He led all tight ends in receptions last year at 86. That was one better than Travis Kelce.
And that's not bad for a guy who many, including myself, wondered if he would ever actually play again. Remember, he ended up missing most of 3 prior seasons, only played in 7 total games in that stretch.
First down, he'll drop to throw it. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Second down now after the incompletion. It's Gore. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Niners on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They run. Abdullah. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Amir Abdullah with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers, they're just pouring it on. So the 2nd time tonight he has hit the end zone, Charles.
Some people just have a natural nose for the end zone, and he's exhibiting that here in this game. Big-time job, and of course he's got to pat the backs of the offensive line.
Yeah, they can't be lost in the shuffle. They're vital. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's Amir Abdullah that finishes it off with a touchdown run. Gold now out to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And look out, a big hit to the shoulder pads took him right off his feet. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Here we go now.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally. Now we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear
by the time we have to leave
the booth.
Now it's Gore. Oh, he's got a little daylight. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
All right, I've got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What he's saying, I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. Now Gore. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Aaron Donald with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Back to throw. And he's been one of their few bright spots here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Shedd. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
And our focus now shifts to Frank Gore. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the one touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll drop to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Niners on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw here. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not sure we can spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
What's right? Now let's go. Boom, landed.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
First and goal from the 5. They'll come out in the pistol.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a handoff looking right. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back.
Holding offense.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Rams are able to draw a bit closer. Now, he's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
Zerline now for the PAT. And the lead drops from 34 to 27. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was finished by the touchdown run from the 15. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fairly short kick taken at the 14 here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well. Brandon's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to be is moderato. Nice and even, nice and steady. Get those gains and close out the game.
I think that chicken parm from last night's gone to your head. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now another carry here tonight for Gore. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards through the air and a first down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19.
set up a throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
Looking to throw. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
To throw here on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Set. Green 39.
And he's got it. That's Cup for a Ram touchdown. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. And this carry number 20 for Frank Gore. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow him down.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
At one point, the L.A. Rams defensive front 4 was made up of 4 first-round draft picks, but maybe the best of them all at that time, and still is Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
he's a force.
Former Pitt Panther, and we were praising him a lot last year during our weekly commentary updates, weren't we?
Yeah, strength, quickness, mobility, he has it all. 4th in the Defensive Player of the Year voting in 2016.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down at the 32-yard line. Back to throw here. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. They'll set up to throw. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Gerald Everett with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Zerline now for the PAT. And that will cut this lead down to 13. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. And the 49er hands team does its job. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, That looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green.
They run. It's Gore. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will swell the lead to 16. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Clock continuing to roll as the Rams try to get going again. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Oh, there's that man again, it's complete. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. And the spike comes now with just under 40 ticks left. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And under 20 seconds now as the spike comes with 18 ticks remaining. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
The Rams on third down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Niners, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.
Hello guys, hello. So let's talk about it. The Rams offense did not do as well as I wanted them, or as we wanted them to do. But we did see a lot. I mean, I love 50 pass attempts by Kurt Warner, especially with them losing for the majority of the game. I love that, and I love that Marshall Faulk made the most of his touches. That 73-yard run, I love that, and I love Frank Gore was tough. He was tough and physical, and Steve Young was an opportunist, and he was the dynamic, athletic, composed player that he always has been, that he always was and always is. I love that Marshall Faulk caught 13 catches. I love that. They got him a lot of touches. It was just very difficult because the 49ers, they play off, which is what they always did, even when they ran the 3-4, which is the kind of D they ran. So I love that. So it fits what they always did. They played off, and they had two everyone was pretty much a hard hitter, but they had two hard hitting safeties that came up and laid the wood. And this is what they have now. Even with Ronnie Lott, though, I'm basically taking the best 49ers defense ever that they with the Patrick Willis and all those guys, and I'm adding the best defensive player that they ever had, Ronnie Lott, who fits. They had Dante Whitner in that place when they had Patrick Willis and all those guys, but who was a hard-hitting safety. Ronnie Lott's even better. He's probably the best safety, arguably, ever to play. At least physical, at least because Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, they were really good, but Ronnie Lott was just straight up nasty. So that defense, all that to say, that defense, even with all these catches these guys had, we saw them getting tackled a lot. So let's look at the rack yards. I mean, they still had a lot of rack. They got so many touches. You just go to the Rams. I love that Torrey Holt caught this many balls. I love that. And I had a different player type for Torrey Holt this time. I had him as a route runner, as a quick route runner. And so I saw the most production out of Torrey Holt this game that I ever saw, so I love that too. Isaac Bruce, I would have liked to have seen more out of Isaac Bruce. He didn't get open as much. Isaac Bruce never does exactly what I want him to do, so I'm going to mess around with him a bit, but I think I have Isaac Bruce right. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to increase his. You know what? That's what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do with Isaac Bruce. Actually, I need to increase his release. EA Sports gave him a very poor release, but I'm going to increase it without making it. I'm not going to give him I'm probably going to make his release like maybe 75 or no more than 80, and that should help him get open more. That's definitely what that is with him. Nobody sacks. I love the way the 49ers play defense. They sent a lot of blitzes. As we're seeing, they got the middle linebacker, cornerback, 2 sacks. I love the way they played. I love this defensive playbook. I love how they play D. Who was the ace? Ronnie Lott. You see, because they passed a lot. They passed so much. Ronnie Lott, man. Did you guys see him coming up? He was coming up, man. That fumble that he forced against Marshall Faulk and all the other plays he made. He made a lot of plays on Marshall Faulk. He was a savage. Navarro Bowman. I'm happy Navarro Bowman is the leading tackler out of the linebackers. Because Navarro Bowman was really good. Patrick Willis was just so athletic. He was so fast and strong. But Navarro Bowman was better than him when it came to all the other things. Even though Patrick Willis was good, but Navarro Bowman was even better when it came to being a linebacker, Tackles for loss. You see Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis was a nightmare for Falk on some of those series. I remember on that 3rd down, they tried to convert on one of those plays. Matter of fact, I don't know. It wasn't a 3rd. There might have been a 2nd down. There was a series they had where they threw the ball to Falk on every single play. Or at least I think Falk touched the ball. I think one run, 2 passes. And on one of those passes, Patrick Willis flew with all of his speed, and Falk just couldn't do anything. So again, this defense is pretty. It's very. They're well equipped to do what they did today to shut this offense down. So I'm not going to give up on the playbook. They only Kurt Warner only tried to run the ball twice, so the read options was not a problem. I'm just kind of scrambling through the visuals right now. But the playbook, I like the way the playbook manifested itself. I'm just going to chalk this up. It just looks like the 49ers were very well equipped to stop it, and they played the kind of defense that these guys are just going to struggle against. And then then to combat that, they have the offense. Let's look at the 49ers offensive production actually. Let me just finish off the Rams defense. They didn't have any interception really. Tackles for Let me see. I love the way They played good against the run. They played good. Their defense played pretty good. Let's look at the team stats real quick. What did they give up, though? They gave up, I mean, again, yeah, they didn't have like a crazy great day, really. What was it? It was turnovers. 3 turnovers. Their defense was just beast mode, even though their defense gave up a ton of passing yards. That, whenever the turnovers, we all know what that does. You're going to win if you have a +3 turnover margin. And that's what they did. What about time of possession? Pretty even there. What was it? Red zone. Let's see the red zone percentage. 49ers were 100% in the red zone. Rams were not. So, again, that defense was solid. 3rd down percentage. The 49ers were not spectacular on 3rd down, but they were, their defense was monstrous. Only gave up 2. So this was just a defensive win. Now let's look at the touchdown production. So yeah, Young only threw for 1. 49ers, and they ran for 3. 3 different guys. That's 4 touchdowns. And I know they scored at least 1 defensive touchdown. Yeah. So that's 35, and then I guess the rest. The kicker made 3 field goals. It's 9. Yeah, there goes all their points. 35 plus 9, 44. That's where all their points came from. Rushing and 1 passing. That passing touchdown was that little flip out to we haven't looked at the 49ers passing production yet. That was that little flip out to Abdullah. That was a real nice play. That was really cute. But yeah, they looked good, but yeah, the Rams defense is good, but they were able with the turnovers and everybody getting their chance to run one in. And like Young ran one in, right? Yeah. Everybody running in it was a solid. This team is way more defensive than what I thought. This is going to be a tough team to beat coming up, and they're scary good. In fact, as I'm thinking about it, I already know their offense is 99 overall, and now they're the best team. This is the best team right now. I think this is the best team. I already know that the Vikings could give these guys a run for their money with Moss and A. In fact, wow, I might even do that game next, just because that game seems like it would be pretty fun to watch. But I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I'm probably not gonna do that next. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm doing everything. But that's going to be an interesting game to see with how they handle the Vikings, and of course my Vic Falcons. I know you guys get sick of me with those guys, but I love watching Michael Vick. It would be interesting to see what Michael Vick could do against this defense, because Michael Vick he's always able to create. He'll run around and just flick the ball down the field. So it'll be interesting to see that. Who else? The Panthers played them pretty decent when I didn't broadcast it, but they played them kind of tough. But this 49ers team is a monster. Let me see. The Colts destroyed them the one time I simulated them, but right now this is a different team. They're just much better now. So, but the Colts, we need to write off the Colts. The Colts could beat these guys, so that's a team that could beat them. Who else could beat these guys? I mean, maybe even the Rams. If this playbook doesn't work out, if I find an even better playbook for them, maybe the Rams could potentially beat them. But they're just looking they have not lost, guys. I haven't been, I simulate a lot. And of course, I don't always do whole games when I'm messing around, but sometimes I'll just let it simulate and just come back and check to see how the players are coming along. As I'm just doing different things with players, trying to figure out what's the best expression of each particular player, and that's just pretty much what I do. And then once I feel like I got something good, I'll broadcast it. And in me doing that, these guys whoop everybody. So I don't know. I haven't done them against the Lions yet. I did them a lot against the Redskins, and the Redskins played them pretty tough. The Redskins defense is that they have an overachieving defense. They have Sean Taylor, who is a one-man wrecking crew. He's nasty. You saw Ronnie Lott today. Sean Taylor is something else. Let's look back at it. Ronnie Lott was a beast today. He was the leading tackler for either team. Let's just look at his whole stat line. Just one fumble forced. Just a whole bunch of tackles and a fumble forced, but he was just nasty. So yeah, the Redskins, their defense is pretty good. RG3 is okay at quarterback. They would be a better. I don't know. RG3 does a decent job with his scrambling, and then Alfred Morris. I kind of brought back that whole rookie year. Alfred Morris, RG3, I brought that back. Alfred Morris is tough. He moves the pile a lot. He breaks tackles. He's a very good. He does that a lot. He's a very good power. He's really good as far as power running. He's doing really good right now with his simulation. So they play him pretty tough, but I don't think they're gonna beat. Then the Eagles with Terrell Owens look really good. So should I just exit out of this and let me just exit out of this. The Eagles look really good right now with the Terrell Owens. I have Terrell Owens on the Eagles. At first I had Terrell Owens on the Chiefs, and it didn't look good. And also with that offense that the Chiefs run, remember I had Rice. By the way, Rice didn't get many balls today. I was disappointed about that. If that continues, then I'm gonna start trying that. Probably not. Nah, never mind. I won't. I was gonna say I was gonna try that playbook that I did with the Rams for the Niners. I was gonna try, but no, because you saw how much they passed the ball to Falk, and Frank Gore is just not that guy. I think Christian McCaffrey would be good with that with Newton. I think that they will probably they fit the mold for this playbook. And yeah, and all those quick receivers they have, except for Devin Funchess. That's the only thing that playbook is not. Devin Funchess would be kind of an odd fit for that, but Devin Funchess he does a good job. He's not that slow. Oh, how about this? Check this out. The Cowboys. That's what the Rams. You guys want to? Nah. Do you? You guys want to see? You want to get an inside look real quick? You want to get a little peek with the Cowboys to see how that looks? Let's do it. Why not? Because I mean, I would probably do this anyway offline, since I already see the Jaguars. That's going to be interesting. But the Jaguars don't. I have Andrew Luck at quarterback for the Jaguars. I want to make them better. I want to make their defense and everything I want to make them better. They should be pretty darn good, especially with Andrew Luck at quarterback. So I'm going to mess around with the Jaguars. I want them to be a formidable opponent, which they are, but they kind of always lose though. So they put up a tough fight, but they never really win. The Texans again with that defense, Warren Moon playing quarterback, which I might change because it's not that. Let me finish my sentence. I might change because they do run the read options, which is tailored to Deshaun Watson, but I'm probably not going to change that. Deshaun Watson had a good rookie year. He didn't play his whole rookie year, and he's kind of struggling right now. He's playing all right though. He's not playing horrible. When y'all look at his stats and everything, he's not playing that bad. The commentators were saying, I mean, he's not what he was last season, but he's still good though. I think he'll be fine. But I don't know. Warren Moon, he was a beast. He was a GOAT for Houston. Warren Moon was really good. So I'll probably leave Warren Moon in there actually and just let him throw the ball around. But the thing is, Or I kind of want Warren Moon for the Cardinals, actually, though. That's the thing. I think he fits the Cardinals very well, especially with Carson Palmer. I put him having him with the Bengals so he could get that ball to Chad Johnson and AJ Green. Um, I don't know, man. I think Warren Moon might be good for the Cardinals. And then just let Deshaun Watson do his thing. I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Something about, I don't know what it is. It just, it feels mundane putting Deshaun Watson in because there's so many quarterbacks that I have that are running around, and I don't know. I want more good pocket, more solid pocket quarterback play, which I guess I have. I got Peyton Manning, I got Brady, I got Breeze, so I don't know. I'm just in my head. I'm looking forward to, I'm not where I want to be with Chris Johnson. Or is that his name? Yeah, Chris Johnson. I'm not where I want to be with Chris Johnson yet, CJ2K. I'm going to get there, though. I'm determined. I was just looking at some of his highlights, actually, while I was simulating that game. While that last game was playing, I was looking at his highlights, and I know what I've been doing wrong. There's this one run that he had where he actually kind of trucked a guy, but he didn't really, he didn't truck him with the intention to truck him. He just he fell into him. In that run, that's it. They did like a top 10 Chris Johnson run plays or whatever, and that was the number one out of his top 10 plays. So I had that stuck in my head, and I've been trying to overemphasizing his ability, his physicality, just from that one freaking run. And I had that stuck in my head. When I looked back at it, what the thing was, he had tripped over a guy, and he fell into the dude, and he just collided with him, and he with force, and he kept going. It wasn't like he is a bruiser. So that has cleared my mind, and now I will let that go. And no wonder Chris Johnson, I'm struggling with him because I keep trying to make him more of a physical back than what he is, and that's why it's not working. He's not, So now I know. Jamal Charles, by the way, is nasty. You guys all seen him. I love watching Jamal Charles in this game. He was nasty in real life. So I want Chris Johnson to look really good too. I don't want Jamal Charles to look way better than Chris Johnson. I want them to be very comparable like they were. Okay, so I'm rambling. I think, we're going to get a sneak peek at the Cowboys, and you guys are we're going to get a behind the scenes look for you guys that watched all the way to the end here on how this whole thing works, how we make this thing tick. So before every game, there's some things I do have to go in that just aren't set. So I'm going to go into the roster here. Oh yeah, this is who are we? We're the Rams still. We're still the Rams. So yeah, we're the Rams. All right. I was again. Let's see. Torrey Holt. Yeah, he was really. That's the most production I've seen out of Torrey Holt. So I'm going to leave that way. All right. So let's go to the Cowboys roster. We have to adjust the Cowboys roster because there's things. I know I've never fixed Troy Aikman's name. Yep, I still have not fixed his name. I gotta fix his name. I hate when I look up and I see Troy Aikman's name messed up. All right, so for instance, this is never. It's always on no. I don't know why. All right, and everything else here, clutch, high motor, no. The high motor for the quarterbacks is actually not good. There's some for Brett Favre, it actually works, but it's the way I have Brett Favre, which of course, it's Brett Favre. That's what I was looking. I wanted Brett Favre to look different, and Brett Favre really got it in. But I'm actually probably going to take that off for Brett Favre because after looking at Brett Favre, I'll probably continue to have him as a more aggressive thrower, but Brett Favre really wasn't. He was pretty composed in his movements, and he wasn't crazy with the stuff that he did or the way he moved. He just was a gunslinger, All right, so I think I'm gonna leave Emmitt Smith like this. I'm trying to remember. I had Emmitt Smith really good. I'm trying to remember if what I try to remember with him is, did I have the elusiveness higher than the juke? All of these things play a factor. What's higher than what within the player when we're dealing with carrying the ball and almost everything with all the players. What's higher than what affects how every player plays. So with the highest thing with Emmett is the stiff arm. Now, when stiff arm is higher than juke, that lends itself to a more elusive player. That is more elusive. Now, with stiff arm being, which is a physical trait, right? That's higher, but that's that being with a physical trait being higher than everything else, being higher than the juke, the elusiveness, and the spin, which are elusive traits, right? So he's going to be more. There's going to be a physicality to him, but since stiff arm is higher than truck, though, he's going to be physical, but he's not going to be like physical. I guess what I'm trying to say. He's going to eluding, because stiff arm is not like a direct. You don't just run into someone and stiff arm them. Stiff arming is like get a more of it's a get off of me move. So it's going to emphasize these moves. He's gonna not gonna be like a direct bruiser type. If this was higher, like with Adrian Peterson, the trucking is higher than the stiff arm. So he's more of a physical guy, but he still jukes. He does everything. He's balanced. But you're gonna see Emmitt Smith. He's gonna be how Emmitt Smith is. I think Emmitt Smith looks pretty good. Emmitt Smith looks pretty spot on. I think Emmitt Smith is pretty spot on. Yeah. And he's very balanced. He could catch. This is all EA. Now this is all EA Sports stuff. I think with the way that they had Emmitt Smith, I think this is an adjustment I made, because the way Emmitt Smith was with EA Sports, his elusiveness was a 91. I bumped his elusiveness up. So maybe this is the better way. Is this the better way? I don't know. This is a test run, guys. We're just going to do it. Because I remember adjusting. The last time I simulated Emmitt Smith, I did change this. So, all right, let's go back to the original way. Oh, yeah, I don't like him this fast. It's another thing I got to change. He's, like, too fast. The speed gauge, what do I want with this? Do I want 90? Nah, 90. Do I want 92 or 91 acceleration? Decisions. 92 is pretty. I think 91. That's kind of. Is that too slow? I don't know. We're gonna find out though. Let's change this back to 91. So now his juke move is higher, which I'm gonna go ahead and make his juke move even higher without. You'll see. Now I'm not gonna make it any more than a 94, because then it's gonna be interrupting with the truck, which is 95. I think, Emmitt Smith's juke was pretty good. Emmitt Smith was nice, man. He was really good. So let's see what this looks like for Emmitt Smith. I hope I didn't make him too slow. Because I remember Emmitt Smith broke like a 90-yard run one time, and I'm like, no way. Emmitt Smith is not. He doesn't break 90-yard runs. Michael Irvin. As you see with Michael Irvin, let me see spectacular catching. Yeah, no, that's good for Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin's great. Michael Irvin, I feel like Michael Irvin, he looks like Michael Irvin. His catching traffic is 99, which is the highest. And I believe I went full. I haven't altered him much at all from what EA Sports has him on the on the game, the way they represent him. Ball carrier vision and everything is pretty much spot on with Michael Irvin. Juke is 93. He wasn't, he was much more of just a physical guy, Good stiff arm. In fact, if anything, I would bump his stiff arm up. This is the threshold right here, guys. From 77, once you go into 78, this is a threshold. It takes you to a higher tier of stiff arms. 78 and then 88. We're gonna give him at 78. He was pretty physical, but he was physical, but he definitely, I'm not gonna try to interfere. He definitely would juke you before he would try to stiff arm you. He wasn't like a Brandon Marshall or a or like an Anquan Bolden or something. Okay, so this is already there. Oh, what's up? I appreciate the like. So right here we have the possession catch. This is something that's not always, I have to always go in and manually put that on. Um, that's just another thing. That's a franchise exclusive trait. So yeah, we want him with all of his catching abilities, and there you go. He has, you see, he has the fight. He fights for extra yards. He makes sideline catches, covers the ball for all hits. Michael Irvin is a beast. He plays good, man. Who was I simulating? I would think it was the. Oh yeah, I brought over Tavon Austin, so this should be interesting. Um, I was simulating against. I don't think there's anything I need to do for the defense. Sometimes I like to put Sean Lee at middle linebacker, but even though he plays right, I'm gonna leave him at right middle line. Sean Lee is a beast. I'm gonna leave him at right outside linebacker though. I think. Do I got these guys right? Nope. See, with these guys, like Orlando Scandrick, the way EA Sports has these guys, um, I'm kind of nitpicking right now, but the way it goes, the way they had them back in the day, they had the same top speed, which really I wouldn't agree with that. I think I do have him too fast. Scandrick was fast. I remember he ran down. He almost ran down. Nah, 96 is good because he almost ran down. I'll never forget this. He almost ran down Deshaun Jackson, but Deshaun Jackson just kind of swerved. So I guess that's right. I guess my first instinct was right. Yeah, that's good. And then Terrence Newman was fast, but he just never was like as shifty. He never had the agility or acceleration that. Let me see. And Scandrick. Let me see. How should this go? I'm not doing that right now. I'm gonna do that another time. I got him. Deion Buchanan is supposed to be like a. I have him wearing number 28. I probably am going to. I don't know. Am I going to create Darren Woodson when I could just use Deion Buchanan? He's supposed to be like a Darren Woodson fill-in, you know. It's just give him a bit more wear. I mean, Darren Woodson was good. If we're gonna make him like Darren Woodson, I mean, Darren Woodson was really, really good. And what I've discovered, let's see, like Darren Woodson made a lot of tackles. Let's see, like, so he was, yeah, I could leave that at 85. He was not a liability whatsoever when it came to playing against the pass in the zone. But that's good. But yeah, I want his pursuit and his tackle to be. Darren Woodson was. I don't know if his hit power was that high. He didn't. I mean, he could hit, but he wasn't. You know, he wasn't that kind of. But his tackling was definitely higher than his hit power. So that's good right there. That's going to affect the way this guy plays. You know, he's going to be more. He's going to lean towards tackling more. You know, and that's why I love the way this game is. They just don't have it like this with like with 19. Again, 19 is more fun to play, but for simulating, this game is the bomb when it comes to simulating. What am I doing in the trail? Like big head play. Yeah, there we go. Clutch. Darren Woodson, was he clutch? I don't know. I don't have anything to be able to tell if he was clutch, but I do this with some guys. I'll try to like. Darren Woodson was probably more agile, but yeah, this is what we got. And Playmaker, what I've discovered, Playmaker is actually, because you got the run support, which John Lynch all day just lays you out, you know, like that's a more physical kind of dude. But the Playmaker, man, I'm realizing that's really good against the run too. You know, like the Playmaker is really good against the run. And I'm going to give you guys some insight into that real quick. I believe we're good right now, though. Yeah, everything is good over here. So, Butler, Austin, yeah, we're good. All right, so let me just give you guys a peek into what I'm talking about. Where's it at? My coach schemes. All right. So with this game, the player types, And this kind of gives you somewhat of an idea, but you're gonna learn more about from experimentation. But like, okay, so strong run support, strong safety. Teams that prefer run support safeties weigh the overall more towards block shedding, pursuit, and tackling. So that's all physical, block shedding, and then pursuit. So and then zone, self-explanatory, right? Teams that prefer zone safeties weigh the overall more towards zone coverage and play recognition. I just discovered that Ed Reed and Darren Sharper are great zone coverage safe. They manifest their abilities way better. What you see for the free safety is typical. Most teams, let's just flip through some teams actually. I'm gonna show you. Most teams prefer, they have it listed as playmaker free safeties, right? So that was my thinking early on. Early on, I'm like, okay, well, that must be like the best, that must be Ed Reed, the guy that's gonna like break off of his assignment and be a ball hawk, and go get the ball, But I guess it's good to have a playmaker free safety because let's read playmaker. All right, teams that prefer playmaker safeties weigh the overall more towards pursuit, play recognition, and awareness. That pursuit, and maybe there's an order in when they're talking about this stuff, because that pursuit, I see the pursuit element shine big. Let's look at run support. What's the first? See, block shedding is first, then pursuit. So I get probably a much more physical guy that plays in the box more, because the run support safeties play slower. They play a bit slower. They still have they still have their speed like Sean Taylor. I used to run Sean Taylor as a run support safety a lot, and what do they say? Yeah, pursuit, tackling, and tackling. I mean, he was physical, he was good, but I just gave in. I'm like, you know what? Let me just try him. Once I realized that playmaker is so good at attacking the ball carrier, and now Sean Taylor is a one-man wrecking crew with his physical traits, and like it's dope to watch Sean Taylor in the Redskins defense. Sean Taylor just wrecks. One series he's getting an interception, the next he's forcing a fumble. He's just messing up the whole situation like what he was in real life. He just messed up everything for the opposing team. And so when you guys get to see Sean Taylor, hopefully we get to get a game like that where you see that. Prototype plays real sloppy. Now, mind you, this is something for you guys to know too. The safeties that are created, the players that are created respond differently than as opposed to the players that aren't created. So the created safeties that are prototype, they're pretty sloppy. Now linebackers, outside linebackers, the best prototype players that I use, Deion Sanders, prototype cornerback. Let's see. All right, teams that prefer prototype cornerbacks weigh the overall more towards speed, strength. Strength. I didn't know that strength was in acceleration. I think for all prototypes, it's speed, strength, and acceleration. Let me see. Prototype. Speed. See, no, this is speed, agility. Why? That's wow. What is that? So for what is that? What are they talking about? Linebackers, speed and agility. Cornerbacks, speed and strength. All right. What did I have this as? It was 3. Okay, wait. I want to go to the. Let's check out the. Yeah, it's the same thing. But anyway, speed, strength, and acceleration. Now, within the game, for example, they had the guy from the Cardinals. What's his name? Number 21 for the Cardinals. Fast dude, cornerback, one of the best in the league. He's a prototype cornerback. He's the most notable guy I could reference with that. And then Josh Norman is a zone cornerback. Darrelle Revis, who's past his prime, but he's a man-to-man. Also, who run support, Aqib Talib. He's a run support guy. Man-to-man is the Chris Harris, who used to play with him. Chris Harris is a man-to-man type of cornerback. Darrelle Revis is. Yeah, I used to run Deion as a man-to-man, but since I switched him to prototype, it is much better. And that's how you see Deion. Deion is a beast, and he's much better with the ball in his hands as a prototype guy. As a man-to-man guy, he just wasn't really all that with the ball in his hands. But I was like, okay, whatever. But no, prototype Dion is a savage with the ball in his hands. I mean, he's not all of what I want him to be, of course. He doesn't do all the Dion stuff because Dion would just cut across the whole field. He would just run back. You know, none of them do that. They don't have that in the AI. Hopefully, in the future, eventually they'll have all the stuff in the AI. It's going to be ridiculous, but they just don't have it there now. But yeah, Dion is nasty as a prototype cornerback. Darrelle Revis, I'm going to mess around with Darrelle Revis a bit more. I haven't simulated him in so long, but I'm going to focus on the Jets D. I'm going to get that Jets D right. I'm going to get that Jets D popping. And Darrelle Revis, he's good though, but he hasn't been that shutdown man guy that I want him to be. Richard Sherman is nasty. They have Richard Sherman as a man-to-man corner, but I'll switch him to balanced. Because I like to add as much variety as I can, and if I'm gonna, I gotta differentiate Darrelle Revis from Richard Sherman. Like I don't want them to be, they can't be the same player type because they don't look similar they don't look similar. So I'm like, nah, Richard Sherman, because Richard Sherman could be more so than a man-to-man guy. He could be a zone guy or a run support guy because he's pretty physical, but you know that's not his main trait. But Richard Sherman is physical. He's physical as heck, but balanced. I go balanced with, and he's a beast. Richard Sherman is he's man, and like Darrelle Revis is good too. Darrelle Revis always comes up with interceptions, but he just gets beat more than I want him to get beat, and that's kind of frustrating. Like he'll get beat by guys, so I got to figure that. I got to go into Darrelle Revis and tweak and figure out what's going on. I think I might need to raise his awareness, but I need to make his man-to-man is 98. EA Sports gave him a 98. I think Darrelle Revis should be a 99 man coverage. He just simply doesn't have the speed and agility that Dion had, but I don't think Dion is the only 99 man coverage guy to ever play, because when you look at Darrelle Revis, as far as being playing man-to-man coverage, his technique is flawless. So, and in fact, his technique, in some ways, is arguably better than Dion on some situations. Like his technique was flawless. He just wasn't that athlete. You know, I'm not going to make Darrelle Revis a prototype, but man to man, 99 man to man with a 99 man with a man to man player type. Yeah, I think Darrelle Revis is worthy of that for sure. All right, so let's just get these uniforms going. I'm gonna definitely, so I'm looking for, hopefully I can get the there we go, hopefully I can get white. I want white in the secondary. Is that gonna work though? It's not gonna look how I want it to look, but whatever. I want it to be white and gold, but whatever. Official home custom. What's home custom? They randomly switch up the uniforms for you sometimes on this game, so I think, yeah, do we want to do this playbook again? Why not, right? Let's give it one more chance. The run and shoot is virtually like all shotgun, so I'm going to experiment with the balanced and other things, but why not? Let's give it a shot. Let's see what this looks like real quick, guys, since we're still on here. And I'm just going to do this with you guys instead of doing this by myself, and then I'm going to go to sleep. Torrey Holt, 98 overall. Yeah, Torrey Holt's a beast. Isaac Bruce, yeah, Isaac Bruce isn't getting. I have Isaac Bruce as a speed wide receiver type. I don't know. He's not. He was really good. He was really, really good. But I mean, he was good in this. He was a system guy in some way. Well, I won't want to call him a system guy because I think Isaac Bruce would have been good in any offense he played. But I just want Isaac Bruce to be more.
Hello, everybody.
Effective.
I'm Larry Ridley. This is Madden 18 on.
All right, let's just get right into it, guys.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. We are pleased.
We're just gonna get a
always,
taste
to be
as long
bringing
as
you
this game is interesting. I'm going to allow this game to...
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line.
I should have changed that helmet on the Rams.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And out will come the leader of
Threw
this
only
offense.
one interception
And that, of course, is their signal
last
caller.
week out of 40 attempts. So let's see. Did the Cowboys run that cover 2 defense? It's the same defense that I used for the Colts because they ran a cover 2 when they won the Super Bowl, and also, and of course, the Buccaneers.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's
Ooh,
gonna get this
Cooper
one
Kupp.
to
I
rookie
gotta
Cooper
update
Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
And he'll be taken
Definitely
down,
gotta
but
increase
not
his
before
awareness.
he gets into enemy
For sure.
territory.
Cooper Kupp is an aware guy.
yards
He
on the
definitely,
play.
like that right there, that was an awareness play. Like, those kind of quick, especially like throwing to the seam, like those quick releases, like, hey, heads up, catch this real quick. Better awareness increases the
Offense comes
success
to
of
the
those
line now,
plays
1st and 10.
from the receiver. You know, especially when you have a high awareness quarterback like Kurt Warner. They need high awareness receivers to be on the same page. Ooh.
That's complete to Cooks.
Okay, so they're
And
chewing
he's
this
gonna be
D up
marked down deep
so
in
far.
Dallas territory. They give him a gain of 37.
Now wow.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks
pretty good.
and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference.
I don't
in
know,
winning and
yeah. I
losing.
mean, they was just
Those
up.
types
They
of
was going
plays
against a
that knock the defense
99
off balance, that'll drive
overall
the team towards
defense.
victory.
We need to
Look to throw. He's going to leave this
lose
for his
hope.
running back. It's complete. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line.
This Cowboys defense is tough,
They try
man.
to swing it on left into the flat, complete, but really nice
Because
open
they
field
got
tackling.
And they played that
these
one
fast
like a great box.
cornerbacks,
They're
and
on their toes
they
on
run
that.
a lot of
They
cover
weren't acting
too.
their ears reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone.
Those helmets are
Mean,
annoying the heck out of
nasty,
me.
physical. They can't wait
Normally
to get
I would
after
like
people. That allows
stop
the
it,
rest of the offense to
but I'm
feel
not going to
confident.
stop this.
An extra defensive
I'm not gonna
back
stop
on the
this.
field here for 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one
Like
out
I
here to his
love,
running
see, but
back.
that was
And
nah,
down
that wasn't a
inside
good
the 10
decision
here
on that.
before he's
Nah, but
out
I
of
love
bounds
that
right
they throw
around
the ball to
7.
Fox Center. That's why I like this
They wind up with
playbook
6 on the hook
so
up there,
much.
but it's not
That was
enough.
just like
4th
not a
and
good
goal.
decision though. Like,
And a
they
good
should've-
sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking
Man,
confident
I can't wait for
on
you
the
guys to
opening
see
drive.
Terrell
Now,
Owens.
we haven't met a
I
young
like Terrell
quarterback
Owens.
there,
He's
so
one
it
of my
doesn't
favorite
matter.
players.
We
I
haven't
can't
met a
wait to
quarterback yet that doesn't
see
tell
him
us he's
go
confident
off.
about his abilities, right?
He was looking
But
really
when you're
good
young, it's
when
really
I was
important to get
simulating
off
him.
to a good start because it does build up that confidence and allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on
Yeah,
the
like I
road.
said, I'm upset that
So
Jerry
they come
Rice
into
only
enemy
caught
territory.
like
Nice drive to
a
start
couple
the
of
game,
balls.
but they probably wanted 6.
That
They
one
only
play
got 3.
he made
I
a
agree
really
with
nice
you
play
totally.
on
That's the
that one
expectation.
deep pass.
You get the ball and you start moving it and you're rolling, you think you're going to end up in the end zone. But they should be happy with the 3. A good way to get things
Troy
going here in
Aikman.
this game.
So here the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
Let's see. Emmitt Smith. He is no joke.
Here we go now. Green 39.
I need to boost his agility, I think. They have him with a 90 agility.
And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second
Emmitt
down.
always looks good though. I think I'm just
And the offensive starters for Dallas.
The trademark of the Cowboys.
yeah. I make sure that
They
line
start with
is
the
like
running game, the number 2 running
like
team
what
in
it
the
was when
NFL in
Emmitt ran. I mean,
2016.
I don't do much.
While
They
the number
already have
23
3
passing number may give some
solid
cause for
guys that I
alarm,
don't have to touch,
don't
but
look
everyone
at it
else, I
that
just
way.
I
They
increase
run the
their
ball so
strength
well
in
and
their
so
running,
effectively
their
that
run
when they do
blocking.
decide to throw the football,
Yeah,
it
just
often results in
because
big
that
plays
across the
downfield.
line, that line that Emmitt ran behind, they was strong and they could run block. Everyone that so I just make sure that it has that effect.
The defense here for the Rams.
Robert Quinn's long,
Even
angular
though
frame
this,
suggests a sprinter
this
coming out
Rams
the
D,
blocks.
I might move Jonathan Hawkins. I don't know, but even though they did just get Ndamukong Suh, so I don't know. Like, this Rams D is so good. I mean, they got beat pretty good last game, though, but their D didn't really get dominated.
They'll drop to throw.
There it goes. I knew it was Irvin. Yo, this Cowboys offense, man. And they play just like how they play pretty close to how the Cowboys played. I mean, it is Jason Garrett was on that team. He was so like, yeah, like they played. You know, it's like Irvin is the man. You know, on third down, a lot of times, you know, Irvin knows possession play. Irvin gets the ball, and Emmett, like right now, they're gonna run it. Oh no, play action. And we're going to Irv, nice.
Gain of 25 yards.
We're just getting a sneak peek. This is stuff that I do, guys, and see how it looks.
A run there that still leaves him.
I might create Darren Woodson. Who knows?
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them.
Change Emmitt Smith's formula. Wow, look at that.
Ethan Westbrooks with a big-time sack on third
wow,
down.
who did they beat on that line? They got two guys got beat. Who got beat?
6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage.
Wow, so they beat that center, and then wow, they beat. That looks like Zach Martin, the right guard, and Frederick. I think Travis Frederick, the center. I think those are the two guys that got beat.
Chris Jones on to kick, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
They're not invincible. They do get beat, so. I mean, Dak Prescott definitely gets hit.
Here comes Los Angeles. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown.
This Cowboys D, bro, like in real life, they're overachieving, man. They play because they have a good system.
Exactly. You put it through the post, that's going to help him at contract time. But that offense,
and you guys saw with number 54, I boost him, Jalen Smith. I do boost him. He's definitely increased. He was supposed to be really, really good coming out of college. So he's at 89. I don't go crazy with him, but you know, I could maybe lower that a bit, make him like an 85 or whatever. Like, I like the idea of him, like a super athletic middle linebacker. You know, like I like that. I like the idea.
Now it's third down. And a look at the defense for the Cowboys.
I think most people
got that DeMarcus Lawrence. And Justin Durant was really good in his prime. Yeah, I don't touch him too much. Brought Terrence Newman back. Orlando Scandrick. I used to be a Cowboys fan. That was my. I used to be a Cowboys fan, guys. Ooh, look at Cooks. Look at that hit. Jalen Smith.
He's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
See, when I start seeing stuff like that,
from a defensive perspective,
I don't
what's
know.
that moment
So I don't know.
like
Maybe
when you realize the ball is loose?
because this Jalen, I know he makes plays, but I don't know if he's at that level where he's like knocking people's heads off in the middle of the field on passing plays. So,
knock the ball free, take it away from the other team.
okay, here goes that read option.
It's a little bit
He's fumbles. Okay.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Yeah, Steve Young would be real sick with this playbook.
15 also picks up the first down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
And judging by the amount or the lack, but judging by Rice not getting the ball that much at all, man. Like, and Torrey Holt getting the ball a lot. So yeah, there's no reason for me to not want to.
How about the defense not hanging their heads from the previous play?
Try this playbook out with the Niners actually.
Back on the very next down and made a
Look at Torrey Holt getting the ball.
That was to their credit.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A gain of 39 that time.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Yeah, but with the quick route runners, I think, yeah, that definitely applies to Torrey Holt. He could be balanced, though. Balanced is the best. I shouldn't say best. The speed receiver is pretty good, too. Randy Moss, speed receiver. Who else? Odell Beckham, he's speed type. Speed receivers are really like, I mean, they're quick. They make someone that's going to catch the ball and then make like a spin move or a juke after they catch it. The speed receiver player type does that the best. Which surprisingly, Antonio Brown is not a speed receiver. He's balanced, but he's still nasty. He still makes plays after he catches the ball. But yeah, the quick route runner, that's like Julian Edelman, Wes Welker. But I think Torrey Holt, because he was one heck of a route runner. So I'm trying him out that way just to like see how it works. And again, like that last game, that's the most production I've ever seen out of Torrey Holt. So maybe it's going to work for him. Brandon Cooks is a speed guy. And I also have Isaac Bruce as a speed wide receiver type too. But maybe, I'm thinking maybe Isaac Bruce might be better as balanced. I gotta try him as balanced. I really wanted to, I wanted him to work his speed because Isaac Bruce was that kind of guy. He made plays after the catch a lot.
And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first.
But I'm going to try him as balanced because he hasn't been working out too good as a speed receiver.
But it's 6-0, probably not the kind of scores.
You know, it's just like his comment. Some players were. Oh yeah, I did say this. I did want to increase his release though. I forgot I said that. So I should have did that for this game. Yeah, before I do that with Isaac Bruce, I'm going to increase his release before I change his player type.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field.
We'll see how that works out.
Their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive.
Aikman.
Lasted over 10 minutes.
I'm tired, though. I got to release some rest. Butler is a speed receiver type. I don't know. I don't know. So, also, sometimes the speed receiver types, they're just good vertical threats. Like, and Butler plays that way. He's a good down the field. He's good making plays down the field. Oh, I'm getting tired. I'm about to go to sleep soon. It's 3 o'clock. It's almost 3. It's 2:30 in the morning.
They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
There's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Three and a half to go, first quarter.
So as I'm looking at this, I always want more scoring unless it's like supposed to not be a scoring game. Like if it's like the Steelers versus the Ravens, then I don't want a high scoring game. I want a physical smash mouth game, you know, but that never happens. I think whenever I simulate those guys, the Ravens offense plays pretty darn good. I don't necessarily intend for it to be that way, but their offense, they play good. The Ravens typically put it on the Steelers pretty good, actually. There goes the Hall of Famer. Mr. Irvin.
So for that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. back to throw now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line
Man.
because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Nice. Nice. See, I like that. I like the way that looked. I think that's so Emmett. He's not the fastest guy, but Emmett was just so good that he created runs like that for himself. It's like a boom, and then he's gone. And that's Emmett, man. You know, we saw his strength and his physicality early on. He broke a couple of tackles, but the defense was there. But right there, boom, he's out of there.
And he knocks it through. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the capper, a 19-yard touchdown run.
See, like how I had to adjust Emmitt Smith's speed at the beginning of this game. That's what I usually have to do until I like correct it in the general menu, the general roster that's outside of the franchise mode.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
And I recently did that with a lot of players. Like I did the Rams. I did a lot of teams, but I didn't do it in Smith. So
because nowadays in this NFL,
we're gonna get it though.
You're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so.
Let's see what Falk does on this drive.
Take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on
Was
this
that Cooper
drive.
Kupp again?
10 yards there to start the drive and just enough.
Yeah, that was Cooper Kupp. I gotta get him to what he is. I gotta look at his. I know he's definitely better than what I have him.
What he used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, he'd always say, "Foul it away, lad. Foul it away," because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. They may come back to this one a little more often.
You know, they started coming back against the Niners. Like again, that Niners team is a beast. You know, I want this whole thing to be competitive like all the time. You know.
When you heard Laddie, he was usually in a pretty good mood. Ladd, yeah.
I don't want any games to be one-sided, and they did compete at the end, so that's just a matchup. We're just gonna have to chalk that up as like it's just one of those things. Look at Torrey Holt. Yeah, so far we're gonna have to leave Torrey Holt with this player type. It's working for him.
Certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. They'll set up a throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks at the 5-yard line. So a little extra time to think about this third and goal as we're through one. 7-6 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is
definitely this playbook.
The Sports Fuel Company.
I want to try. I keep saying this. I'm probably going to just have to change the running back
it's the Rams with a football
for the
to get us going.
49ers.
And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving.
Gonna have to make Frank Gore like the second string running back and find somebody who's like more of a pass catcher.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
Because I really think they'd be nasty with this playbook.
I wonder if
like Jerry Rice can do all of that and then some.
Or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. before this one they finally were able to put into the end zone.
But this looks like Troy Hill, doesn't it?
Speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well.
It looks like
and
Troy
his
Hill.
field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7.
Alright, so yeah, this is not a fluke.
Set now to kick this
This
one
playbook
away, and off
is
it
looking
goes.
good like I thought it was going to look good.
This is fielded a couple yards deep.
It's just that 49ers defense is massive.
All that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been. And
It
he's
could be
simply
interesting to
taken
see
knee,
the
and that's
team that could really
25-yard
put it on the
line.
Niners. I'm trying to think of.
Our first update
I got to
now
go
comes
back
from
and look
Atlanta.
at
And the Bills have now opened up a two-touchdown lead. Mitch
the
Trubisky
games I did
leading
of them
the way
earlier to see
offensively.
which teams really succeeded against them. The Seahawks, I think the Seahawks blew them out before, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, yeah, like I said, the Colts destroyed them earlier before, so
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the Rams got
it's
it.
gonna be
They
interesting.
bring him
They're
down.
not gonna go
Jamal
undefeated.
Shears
Someone's gonna beat them.
from his outside linebacker spot.
They just look
Forcing the
they
sack
look
for a loss
unbeatable
of
right
8.
now, though. That's for sure.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot
And
of
it's really
empathy
because
for
of
the
Steve
QB,
Young.
Right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this
Steve-
entire game. I don't know how he's
Steve Young
surviving
was
back
just,
there.
he
And
was
to think, there's still
Steve
a long
Young
way to
is
go in this football
doing
game.
it. He's phenomenal.
And he gets Jason Witten, the tight end. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. Give him 30 yards there.
Steve Young was a different kind of player. Now I have him as a mobile. Before I had him as balanced. Now I have him as mobile. And his QB trait, the trait that he has is pocket. So that naturally that balances him out. So he's more prone to he's gonna throw the ball. He's not gonna be quite like Vic or another mobile quarterback. He's gonna be thinking to pass it more, but he will run it though. Just like how I was looking at some games with Steve Young in it, and I saw how much I knew he always was mobile, but I didn't realize that he utilized his running ability as much as he did. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, I gotta change this. Steve Young, he's nasty, and that's why they won. Really, it's tough to beat. They kept sustaining their drives, and they kept making plays.
Just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're
It's gonna be interesting. They have the Cowboys on their schedule too, so
he usually knows where the ball is before the defender.
I'm gonna see what that looks like.
Going to give this time to the tailback. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet.
Cowboys offense is pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of boring. Even though they were my team, it was boring in real life. It wasn't.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the
It wasn't
ball
a
free
thrill ride
and
at
brings
all.
up 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed,
It was just appealing. They were just always appealing. It was just appealing to see
Incomplete. The contact made
those
the
guys
ball
play.
free
You
and
know,
brings
so
up 4th down.
it wasn't really boring because of that.
Not
But
to get too overcritical there, 'cause he knows what
they
he's
don't do
doing, but
anything
his shoulders
exciting.
look a little
They just
off-kilter
went to
there when he
Mike
threw that.
Irvin again on 3rd down, but he got hit. He dropped it. But that's pretty much what they do. They run it. They try to go to Irvin. It's just same stuff.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard
After this
line.
Rams drive, I'm gonna sign off. You see the route running, you see that little cut, and go. And he gets the release. He's just eating them up.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I'm going to change his jersey number back to 81.
Just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays. Makes me glad I didn't make it in that league.
The Steelers don't play and look the way I want them to look. That's kind of frustrating.
Isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them.
Le'Veon Bell has been pretty darn good, though.
They get 5 out of that one, and it
He's been pretty good.
They don't get the
ball to Antonio Brown as much as I want them to get the ball to him.
And of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, there he goes.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, LA.
Wow.
A big play there. His fifth
There we go.
touchdown
Like,
now on the year.
these are the guys
And
I thought we was done with.
on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe
I
the
remember
defense caught napping a
the
little
Rams beating I just saw this, but I do remember the Rams beating the Buccaneers in the playoffs, and it was a low-scoring game. They scored one touchdown and amongst other points, and they won in the playoffs.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
I look at that and I'm like I want to recreate that,
Scoring
but
summary, 3-play drive.
like thinking about the last game with the Niners. The Buccaneers had nothing comparable to what the Niners have right now in the Sendog League. Jerry Rice, they did not have that at all. So
Fielded about a yard deep.
they did score earlier. I guess they're capable of winning that kind of game if they would have played like a really good defensive team, but that doesn't have a good offense at all. But
a reminder later tonight, the Colts, they'll be in
I guess
Seattle
the
to
Rams
take on
could.
the Seahawks, and then Monday
I guess they
night, it's the
could
Redskins
pull
getting
that
a
off.
second straight night game as they'll head down to Arrowhead to take on
I think they can have
KC.
a game like that against the Ravens. I think
Can you believe it?
the Rams defense is good enough to contain the Ravens. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to put Torrey Smith back on the Ravens, for sure.
As they run left side, and he is going to
Like, why
lose
not?
yardage here.
That was
That's
the
going to go as a loss of 2.
that was the squad,
down.
man. They had Torrey Smith, they had Anquan Bolden. That's how they got
really
down.
at the point of attack.
Right now, I have.
Getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller,
I can't think of his name right now.
Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more.
But
Maybe the
I have some guy that's on the Ravens now as their down the field as their speed guy. I'm just gonna put Torrey Smith there, and I'm gonna find someone else to play opposite of Jerry Rice, someone else that fits. Even though Torrey Smith was balling, we saw that. So
the amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line,
Torrey Smith,
flat out,
it would just be nice to see him because it's nice. Torrey Smith, I like Torrey Smith. Like he overachieves. Like he makes plays where you're like, wow. Like,
this will be a tough third.
you didn't think he could have made that play, but that's what he does,
Back to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught
Austin.
inside the 35.
Woo. Yo, with Tavon Austin on this offense, he was just on the Ravens too, which I definitely want to replace him on the Ravens. I want the Ravens to have a dynamic kick returner. That's what they had. They was, that tough defensive team that played with good special teams, like they had that. Remember their kick returner? They always had good kick returners in their Super Bowl teams. They always had good defense, good kick returners.
If you turn your head for a second,
So I'm gonna
concentration wanes.
have to
He just takes
replace
off and
that
goes,
kick
and I think
return
that's what we
presence on
just
the
saw
Ravens.
there.
That's why I had him on the Ravens.
Fielded about a yard
But yeah,
deep.
the Cowboys with Tavon Austin is deadly.
And this return
I know I
gets
said I was
positive as he
supposed
gets
to get
past
off.
the
I was supposed to
25
be
and up
off,
to the
but still.
27-yard line.
Oh man. This is what I was looking for though. I probably should have
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
yeah, that release
Left side, he's got it complete.
for Isaac Bruce
And they're
has
able
to
get
change.
this one across
I'm
the
looking at I was just looking at him.
35.
He can't get a
It'll be a gain
release.
of 10 to start the drive out, and by a
His
few
release is
inches,
horrible.
that'll be a first down.
And there's no way his
With that
release was that
completion, he's
bad.
now north
in real
of
life.
200 yards here in the
That's
first
why
half.
he's-
Boy, a tough start
he
for the
sucks. That's why he
secondary
sucks.
defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
That throw good for 4. It's second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Open man right side is Cup, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I hate how they like
The Rams on
they
third
didn't
down.
like
They've hit 2
program
for 4
the sideline
thus far.
etiquette.
Here it's
Like
3rd and 2.
it's like what are they doing? Like that's such a major part of
Now
football.
they try the right side here.
It's like that's like a basketball
Great effort
game not
there to
having
shed the
layups
contact,
properly
and it helps them pick
represented
up
in the game.
first. That one goes
Like
for
the
13
check downs on
yards,
the
and it moves it
sideline and
sticks.
stuff like that is not even properly
He's
represented.
relentless a
You
lot
know,
with
like
guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll go
oh
option
boy.
to the short side. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be
This
really
is such a
cautious
this
about
playbook is
continuing
just
to
like
run
who
this
could
play.
run this, you know?
Defenders, if they get a
You
free
really
shot
need
at
a
the
certain
QB,
kind of guy that could
they
run
wanna
this kind of
take it, and they
playbook.
wanna take it big.
A guy like Steve Young, where it's not like Steve Young's just
And
fall
he'll
out
go
the
down
sky,
here
you
at the
know?
35-yard
Because I
line.
mean, I don't know. You could have Vic run this
It'll set up
playbook a bit, but
down.
I just don't think Vic would be. He runs it pretty good, but it's actually kind of boring to watch Michael Vick run this playbook.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring
He
in
runs
an
it all
extra
right, but
defensive back.
I like seeing Vic throw the ball down the field, you know, like. So it's kind of boring, honestly, to watch Vic run this playbook.
They'll set up to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up
They
fourth down.
stopped him.
I know you've got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started in minor league
Yeah,
ball.
you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right? It
Tells you
starts,
whether it goes or not, yeah.
yeah, whether the play's on or not.
And
How about
they
the
don't score that
indicators
much
on the
either. When I
defensive
like,
lineman get, whether if you're getting ready to run a screen
I
pass,
never
and those
really
get
like
red. We just saw
analyzed
that there, didn't we?
No
Michael
gain.
Vick when he runs this play. I never sat and like watched it. I would just let it run, and I'll be like doing stuff,
There on the deep
you know,
kick, and
cleaning
it
or
worked.
whatever I'm
Had to
doing.
do it because he had to drive it out low because of the
around
length
my
of
place.
the kick. Able to do that,
But-
got it above the defense and over the post.
The kickoff team on the field now. as
Yeah,
they
you
will
need
send
like a
this one
mobile
away.
guy that's also a precision
This will be
passer
taken in
for this
at the
playbook,
one.
you know? There he goes.
Beautiful spin and room to run. And he'll return this one all the way
So it's like,
over
how
the
many
other
guys
side
are
of
like
the
that?
field.
It's like only Steve Young, really, that I have to
We
think
used to have
about.
these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks
my
are made.
boy
It's
just
the
sitting
area
there,
of
friend
hidden
request.
yardage. How about that return? Flipping the
My
field,
guy,
taking it
Leon
past
Woods.
the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught by Butler over the middle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first
So
down completion.
what I like about this game is
now a handoff here to his running back. And he's
I was
going
gonna
to
say I want to see more out of Emmitt Smith.
It's a pickup
He
of
has
6 and good
9
enough to move the
carries.
chains.
It's not too bad. He could use some more touches though. By the way, the Cowboys playbook is what I use for Barry Sanders. It's really good for Barry Sanders.
Keep the sticks moving.
It's the best Barry Sanders / Calvin Johnson playbook that there is that's in the game that I could find, that I know of, that I could find so far.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football.
Look at
He's going
Emmitt.
to run away from you a little bit.
There you
That's
go.
exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
See, I guess like right there, Barry Sanders would have juked or spent, you know.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had
It's
done.
tired.
Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that
Popped
run,
him.
confidence is pretty high for him.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles,
Lamar
and
Miller's
a
in the
sense,
game.
become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around
This
the
is going to be a
line.
good game if we
It'll be
do
a
the
gain
whole
of 5,
game.
and
It's going to be a
set
good
up
one.
a 3rd and goal. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted
Yeah, I
3 out of 5
can't
thus
stop thinking
far.
about the
This is
49ers and
3rd
how
and
good
goal.
they are. I'm kind of upset. I'm just like tripping about how good the 49ers are.
A reminder with halftime approaching, when we get there, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Larry Ridley will have first half highlights and analysis.
And I hope he's iced down his throat because he's got a lot to get through because we've had no shortage of points scored in the first half.
It has been a fun track meet. Back to throw. And that is caught.
Touchdown.
Brix Bently, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way.
Torrey Holt is just killing him, bro.
Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people after a while, they don't want to tackle him.
I'm gonna look at his highlights just to make sure that this is like really how he played. I've looked at it before, and I mean he looks pretty good. I'm just gonna double check and make sure this is how he looked. Sometimes looking at honestly the best way to tell is to look at just a regular game, like a full game. Highlights aren't the best way. Looking at it's not the best way. They're good though. I still the highlights are good though. But I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look at a full game actually. I'm gonna look at a full game so I can tell. But I mean, heck, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm probably gonna. It looks like Torrey Holt, man. Maybe he needs to change, but for now, it's Torrey Holt is killing it. He's the guy.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And it's a fumble. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
This is what I was talking about before, though, guys. Like, wow, Marshall Faulk has 7 catches.
They're going to look to throw.
There was another one. Oh, he dropped it.
It's incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase.
Oh, yeah. Another team that could run this, Joe Montana on the Chiefs. I mean, they might as well. I mean, heck, Joe Montana is out. He's running all those darn read options. Anyway, so this playbook doesn't have him running as many read options as he's running now. So, and Jamal Charles, whoa. I mean, Jamal Charles might even be picked off. Jamal Charles might even be nastier than Marshall Faulk at doing all these catch, doing all this. I mean, he doesn't catch. His catch rating isn't as high as Faulk's, obviously. So he's not going to be quite as nasty catching the ball. He still catches good though, He might even be better than Marshall Faulk. We're going to just have to wait to find out. I'm definitely going to try them with the playbook for sure. Because right now, I have the Chiefs with Deshaun Jackson. I just basically traded Deshaun Jackson from the Eagles and put him with the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends. Put it with the Chiefs. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm also gonna do. I'm gonna run just for experimentation. I'm not gonna leave it the same, but I'm gonna put Michael Vick on the Eagles. Make him a little slower, slow him down a bit, make him more like what he was when he was with the Eagles. Try to make him more trend more towards passing a little bit, but make him still Vic though. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna put that offense together for I actually used to do that. Was when I first started broadcasting. That's how I had Vic on the Eagles. That's the offense I had them running. So yeah, that offense is pretty fun to watch. I couldn't get him to get Deshaun Jackson the ball like I wanted him to, but now I know I can. Now I could get them to actually run more of the offense that I want to see them run. So yeah, definitely gonna check that out. Within that offense, Jeremy Maclin was really he was like the number. I mean, Deshaun Jackson was the #1 guy, but Jeremy Maclin did a lot of #1 guy stuff. I mean, Deshaun Jackson just did a lot of down the field stuff, but Jeremy Maclin was like the main consistent target. I think he caught more balls too than Deshaun Jackson. So.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that.
Or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half.
Just run them a few times. Just run them against, I don't know, like. I mean. Who could I run them against? I figured out a team to run them against. Just for the maybe the Chiefs.
It's been demonstrated time and time again.
One of those teams. Because I think that'd be an interesting thing to look at, to see how much that could look like what it was.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets
All right,
back
guys,
to the
I'm about to get up out of here.
No gain on the play
I
this
gave
time,
you
and it'll be a third
a
and long
game and a half,
coming up.
and I gave you the inside look at how this whole thing works.
The Cowboys on third down. They've converted
More
4
inside
times
looks
out
to
of 6.
come,
Not bad.
more
This'll be a
games
tough
to come.
3rd and 18.
Tomorrow is Thursday. I work tomorrow night.
He'll look to throw. And
Yeah.
he'll just toss it away.
So
So he
I'm
throws
gonna
it away,
sleep
and that brings up 4th down.
as much as I can
The way
today,
this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a
and
surprise to
then
see
I'll
an
be
incomplete
back
pass
on
3rd down,
another
isn't it?
time,
They have had
guys.
their foot on the gas
I
all
love
game
you,
long,
and
but
thanks
here
for
finally
watching.
stalling
Peace.
out.